My name is Kay Ann Grove, and I'm the Director of First Year Experience and Student Success here at Sam Houston State University. Tonight we're at a Deliberative Dialogues event, which is partly sponsored with the SHSU Common Reader. Each year, the SHSU Common Reader program looks for partners on campus to provide events that are related to themes in the book. And this year, as in 2 other years in the past, the American Democracy Project and the College of Science and Engineering Technology have partnered with Student Success Initiatives and the SHSU Common Reader to bring the students deliberative dialogues. Deliberative dialogues are events where students learn marketable skills on how to best have conversations with people they may not agree with over complex issues. We feel like that's something that they will be required to do no matter what field they go into. Mr. Rather's book this year, What Unites Us, Reflections on Patriotism, is particularly appropriate for dialogues on voting, on politics, on all kinds of complex issues that are raised in his book. So tonight, students will compete for prizes based on how well their teams do at deliberately dialoguing with people who they may not agree with and coming up with common ground, coming up with possible ways forward, even if the issues are too complex to come to conclusions or solutions tonight. And students come together to review over 100 books nominated by the university community. They come together and choose just one every year that will be something that students will find interesting to read, that faculty will find interesting enough to put in their curriculum, and where we hope we can invite the author to come speak to the students after they've read the book. This year we're especially lucky with this book because Dan Rather is not only a famous and accomplished journalist, he is also an alumnus of Sam Houston State University. He graduated from Sam in 1953. And he's been supporting the university with scholarships and internships for students ever since.
I'm Lee Miller, and I co-direct the Center for Community Engagement on campus. And our organization, our office, is dedicated to helping Sam students become knowledgeable, engaged, active citizens for our democracy. And we do that in a number of ways. Our core mission at the Center for Community Engagement is to help faculty members design projects that allow their students to apply what they're learning in class, the course materials and the skills that they're developing to help solve or meet community needs. And but as a part of the Center for Community Engagement, we are also very much supportive of civic engagement, political learning and engagement on campus. So as a part of that, we are sort of the umbrella organization for the American Democracy Project on campus. And in fact, our center grew out of the American Democracy Project way back when. So the American Democracy Project is one of the main sponsors, along with the Center for Community Engagement, for this event. Each semester we have a deliberative dialogues event, and this whole event is to teach students about critical thinking skills and how you use your critical thinking skills as an active, engaged citizen. So each semester we have a theme, and students are invited to come in and practice their deliberative dialogue skills. Those skills include the critical thinking piece that I just mentioned, but also helping students understand that even around controversial issues, even around complicated issues that people really get passionate about, that there are ways to find common ground. And these soft skills help students not only in terms of sort of political learning and engagement, but I even heard people as we were walking in today say, gosh, I could use these skills at Thanksgiving talking to my family. So they're sort of life skills that we want our SAM students to graduate with, because we feel that they're, along with critical thinking, those kinds of deliberative dialogue skills come in handy in your family, in the workplace, on the golf course, anywhere. And so it's another way that we're linking our student learning to sort of broader life skills. And so we're thrilled with deliberative dialogues, and particularly the book this year, What Unites Us, is a wonderful sort of foundation for an event like this, because again, it's focusing on, rather than looking at our differences, it's focusing on the common ground that brings us all together. And I think students exploring that with diverse groups is another important lesson, that even people who come from different places, may look a little bit different, have different experiences, you can still find a lot of common ground. And that's important to realize what unites us.
So my name is Max Walling. I serve as the Associate Director in the Department of Leadership Initiatives, and I'm a member of the American Democracy Project Committee who helps oversee this event. So my role with the Deliberative Dialogues event is I'm part of a committee that helps oversee the logistics and the implementation of the entire event. And so the main purpose of it is that we want to bring students with diverse perspectives and backgrounds and opinions on a major topic, and we want to bring them together to engage in this deliberative dialogue where they can examine a very complex social issue and sort of build consensus around how one might best solve that issue's problems. What I would really want people to take from this event is learning how to engage in meaningful dialogue despite disagreements. You know, when we look at our world, and when we look in the media, and we look at how we treat people that we disagree with, oftentimes it's more of a debate as opposed to a meaningful conversation where people are trying to learn, or where people are willing to change their perspectives. And so what I would want people to take away from this event is skills that they can use in order to have more meaningful conversations about the issues of the day. The skills that I hope that people develop as a part of this include active listening, group decision making, and really being able to get a sense of where do areas of consensus exist even among our disagreements. And so I may feel a certain way about an issue, and someone else may feel a different way, but at the end of the day, our end goals are the same. And so if we can find those similarities, we can begin to reverse engineer a solution.
Yes, I'm Stephen Kother. I manage the Foundations of Science program for the College of Science, Engineering, and Technology. The reason we are tied to this event is purely because of critical thinking. We want to help students exercise that skill. We want to help them develop this over the years and reward folks for practicing and using good judgment, having logic, reason, using facts to base sound arguments on and to evaluate claims. I'm also the chair of the American Democracy Project, which is tied to this as well. The reason that the Deliberative Dialogues event is so important from that aspect is that we live in an increasingly divided country. And as we end up isolating ourselves through social media and the types of news that we watch and obtain information from, this event helps people reach across maybe to folks that they don't share ideologies with and treat each other as humans, start with some common ground, and deliberate over topics that may be uncomfortable to talk about. Ultimately, this is a skill that's difficult to build, and so we hope to offer students this opportunity here in college with a little bit of scholarship money and some fun. It was really important that we tie this in with a common reader to not only support students reading a common themed text, but so that we can share a common experience. And so deliberative dialogues not only help students connect on a human level, but on an intellectual level. This builds their critical thinking skills in another way. It helps them connect with stakeholders across the campus, not only from faculty and staff, but from students from different generations and classifications, from different majors and ideologies.